I think this is one of my biggest regrets. I think that is my biggest regret. Hi everybody, in this video we're gonna talk about 10 things I would do differently if I could go back to college. So there are gonna be timestamps in the description section and in the pinned comments, so feel free to skip around the video. I'm under the weather. Yeah, my voice is pretty much gone. But this video has to go out this Sunday, so I'm gonna be pushing myself a little bit. I really apologize if this bothers you, but hopefully in the camera I sound a bit better. I'm gonna do a little bit of audio enhancing. Hopefully that's gonna make my voice a little bit better. But let's just jump in. I'll try to make it quick. A little bit about myself to help you understand what I'm sort of regretting about. I did my undergrad at a liberal arts college. I majored in biology, and I did my master's in molecular life sciences. So let's just jump in. Number 1. Buy an iPad and Apple Pencil from the day one in college. I think this is one of my biggest regrets. Now that I think about it, it is mostly the value of digital note-taking. As I was a student, I think I felt very guilty about spending a lot of money in general, and I didn't particularly feel that I need a fancy and expensive device just to note-take. So I guess I really didn't think much about getting an iPad. And back in college, getting an iPad seemed to me more like having an extra cash to burn, which I didn't have. But every time I had to throw away my notes and slides, I got sort of heartbroken because I put basically my soul in it. I spent so much time studying those slides and studying those notes to study for exam. But I had to throw this away because those notes, which are like this size, like every semester, they were never gonna fit in my luggage because I had to fly around from my home country to the US and within the US as well. Yeah, but all in all, I'm regretting very much. Those slides and notes could have been very good resources when I prepare for my tutoring session, stuff like that. For example, if I have to teach on organic chemistry or biochemistry, I could have just gone back to my notes and slides to retrieve what I learned during college without having to buy extra textbook and that kind of stuff. But now that I threw everything away, I have to Google everything, and then I have to basically start over when it comes to resources. I mean, I still remember the concepts, but still, that's kind of extra friction. Yeah, I definitely should have bought an iPad, at least in my sophomore year, because that's when I started taking hard courses and take every note and thought and store it in my Google Drive or something. I really should have done that because I also had some good thoughts during college, so they're gone forever and ever. I'm very sad, but at least I'm very thankful that I decided to buy an iPad. I bought iPad Air and my Apple Pencil and a paper-like screen protector, which made me feel like I'm writing on a paper. In my second semester during my master program, I was still taking courses, biophysics and stuff, because I could save everything on my Notability, and I also have a textbook stored in my Notability. Yeah, this is very useful. Yeah, I'm just regretting even more now that I should have bought an iPad from the day one or sophomore year in college. Number 2. Actively incorporating effective learning techniques into my study routine during college. If I had done this, I think I would have much less stressed out about my college life and enjoyed my college life even more. I mean, I did take a course called Learn How to Learn. It was taught by Dr. Barbara Oakley, and it was on Coursera for free. I think it still is. So if you want to check it out, link in the video description. I think it is an amazing course. You should definitely check it out if you're interested in effective study routine. I think the course generally changed the trajectory of my student life when it comes to how I think about studying. Before I took this course, I simply had not had much thought about how to study or effective learning techniques in high school, because my strategy to studying was pretty much burying my nose into books as long as possible. I think that sort of worked, but definitely not sustainable because I had to sacrifice my sleep and I had to sacrifice my social life. Yeah, so when I came to college, so in my freshman year, sophomore year, I didn't think much about those studying techniques such as active retrieval or practice testing and spaced repetition and Pomodoro techniques or prioritizing sleep. I had never thought about those. So it was kind of mind-blowing, really. Even though I learned all those techniques from this course, I guess my real mistake was that I didn't really actively incorporate those techniques into my studying life. I mean, I did try. I really tried to, test myself and come up with questions and write down those questions on my slides and try to answer those questions. But I think it didn't really last long, maybe like couple or 3 weeks or something, because I got a little bit doubtful and then I was concerned, oh, what if I'm just wasting my time on this? I think it was simply because I was just stuck with my traditional method, which was just to like highlight and repeatedly read my slides. Looking back, I really should have trusted this method because I think it takes, trust when you're doing like new things. So this brings us to the next point, which is to incorporate more teaching into my learning. Teaching is known to be one of the most effective learning techniques, and it sounds kind of counterintuitive and odd, but they say if you want to learn something, try to teach it. I think it's right to some extent. For example, if you're taking a math class, while verbalizing your thoughts, you're gonna notice your mistakes and you're gonna find the gap in your knowledge, and you're gonna actively try to fix it, because unless you verbalize it, you're never gonna know what kind of gap you have in your knowledge. And by teaching, I mean it's not necessarily about our students are a year below you or something like that, but it's rather myself, just teaching myself. I think it's called Feynman technique, which is that you try to teach something in a very simple language, like imagining that you are teaching a 5-year-old. Anyway, I guess back in college, I was not trusting this method enough, and when it comes to teaching my friends or a large group of people, I guess I didn't really feel qualified to teach them, because I always thought, oh, there's gotta be more to be understood before I could teach them. Number 4, stop telling myself that I don't have time. This is what I used to tell myself a lot in college, very, very often. I think it generated some sort of a toxic effect on my student life in college, because I felt I'm in a rush constantly. So my mind was like sort of running, and then that gave me a little more anxiety, I would say. I was always and constantly thinking about how to expand my work time by sacrificing some other stuffs, such as sleep. But after I graduated, I had a really huge realization that I had a lot of time in college, relatively, especially in my sophomore year and freshman year. You know what they say, when you're in a teenage year, you are a time billionaire. Although you don't have a lot of money, you have a lot of time. And this brings us to the next point, which is to do more side hustles. I did have a blog that I wrote like once a week or something, but I didn't take it as a side hustle, but I was just doing it for fun, and I wanted to share my experience with other people. I mean, mainly to help other people. Yeah, because I was a time billionaire, especially my freshman year and sophomore year, I probably had some time to side hustle or learn something to side hustle, such as coding skills, video editing skills, and harnessing my writing skills, or anything. But I always thought, yeah, I should be like doing work, not like any other. Number 6, seek out more leadership roles in student club, government, or any other organization in college. I think college is a very good place to harness and develop your leadership skills in a variety of contexts. Even though you're not a leader yet, even though you don't think you're gonna be a leader, but you will have to be a leader someday, regardless of professions. Looking back, there were so many opportunities that I overlooked, probably because of other priorities, classes and laboratories, that kind of stuff. But these could have been the opportunities that I could apply for totally to harness problem-solving skill and decision-making skill, which are very important like at any stage of your life. I mean, I did take some president and vice president roles during college, But I think definitely I could have done a little bit more, like in a bigger organization or student government. I think I could have learned a lot more in those like organizations. I started seeking more of those roles during my master program, and I thought more experience in college would have made my life a lot easier during grad school. It is always good to make mistakes when you're younger than when you're older. Number 7. Having a double major or at least a minor. When I was at liberal arts college for my undergrad, I think I was very hugely inspired by my friends. Most of my friends were pre-med because I was a biology major. There were a lot of pre-med students in biology major or in the same classes like genetics course, and more than half of them were in double major actually. So their majors were mostly molecular biology, biochemistry, neuroscience, and biology. But their second major was very far from their like primary major, like English, Latin, and philosophy, history, that kind of stuff. Back then, being in a double major seemed very sacred to me because you have to be on top of like your primary major to be able to do another major. So I thought, oh, I could never do this because my primary major is basically like consuming my energy. But I definitely think that I could have had more thoughts on this and had a really deep chat with my academic advisor. If I could do a second major or minor, I think I would do a second major. I think I would like to do history, philosophy, or math. Philosophy helps you like grow as a thinker, and math. Mostly people think that math is not that important in biology. I think it is. In like evolutionary biology or microbiology, there are some math you will come across, and having a math major, minor, or taking like extra courses than your prerequisites will definitely make your life easier in grad school. Number 8. Read more. I think I could have definitely read more those like science books targeting general public to harness my passion and to link my textbook and laboratory knowledge to something more relevant to our daily lives. I think it would have been much more fun and it would have helped me a lot. I mean, just to learn generally. And I would read more profound books such as like philosophy and literature to grow as a thinker. I think I was really lacking those in college. I mean, I did take like literature course and philosophy course, which helped me a lot. But other than those courses, yeah, I was like totally distancing myself from those books, which is pretty sad. But I'm glad I'm reading a lot of those these days in liberal arts master program. Number 9, we're almost there. Hopefully I still sound okay. This like hot water is really helping me. So number 9, summer opportunities. So we got 3 summers in college, right? If you're doing 4 years, I did my undergrad for 4 years. 2 out of 3 summers, I think I was able to make most out of them. I studied abroad and I took courses. I did my internship during those summers. But after my freshman year, I did nothing. I really did nothing. I just relaxed and I just hung out with my friends. I think I was just 18 and I was like, how much would it hurt to just spend my summer like this? But I think it kind of hurt a lot because I just could have taken some courses, 1 or 2 courses at least. Those undergraduate summer research, they have prerequisites. You have to take like certain intermediate or advanced courses to be able to do research during summer. But because I was lacking like 1 chemistry course, I think it was like biochemistry or organic chemistry or something. In my second summer break, I wasn't eligible for that. So I had to do my undergraduate research during my senior year, which was pretty tough. I mean, which was still okay. But because I'm a big fan of learning as much as possible when you're younger, so that I could do more advanced things when I'm a little bit older. But yeah, that freshman year, the summer, relaxing for 3 months, I think it really hurt. Just to clarify, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with relaxing. I mean, we should totally relax. But I'm just saying, I could have been more strategic when it comes to like planning my summer. I think that is my biggest regret. Last but not least, number 10, learn to self-care to avoid burnout. I think I spent unnecessarily large amount of time on studying. So I didn't really prioritize my sleep and taking breaks. So naturally, it led to a burnout, pretty severe burnout in my junior year actually. I think I got to the point where I didn't even have energy to smile and speak to my friends. I just wanted to rest and sleep. I think I slept around like 10 to 12 hours. There was no major problem doing my classes, after labs. I was totally exhausted. My energy was totally depleted. So I couldn't really do anything but eating some sweets. I mean, that was a huge mistake. And sleeping for like 10 to 12 hours. I learned a lot during the burnout, and I think because of that, I was able to avoid a severe burnout during grad school. But definitely, self-care at college is very, very important. Yeah, that was pretty much all. I'm so glad that my voice survived. I'm still hoping that my voice sounds okay. I hope that you got some takeaways from this video and from my experiences. If you enjoyed this video, please check out this latest video that I uploaded on this channel. Have a great day. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.